talking Bourbon on the Banks, happening in the first Saturday in October, as usual, there in Frankfurt. And for those unfamiliar, I'm just going to jump right in. What is Bourbon on the Banks?
Who wants to take it?
Diane, you carry on. We'll fill in anything you miss.
Well, in general, it's a sampling event. You pay a ticketed price, you get in, and this year we've hit 80 distilleries, and you can sample as you wish from those distilleries. Obviously, you're not going to want to sample from everybody because we only have so many ambulances in Frankfurt. But yeah, it's a chance to talk to the distilleries, get to learn about their product. We also have some bourbon merchants there that have not a whole bunch, but a few different bourbon type items you can purchase. We have a large food court with a very diversified list of menu items to choose from. We've got 6 music stations. They're kind of there for background music. It's not a stage or anything. And it's along the Kentucky River, which is historically valuable when it comes to the history of bourbon, especially in Frankfurt. So we like to say sip bourbon and savor history.
There's several kinds of tickets. I think, are we sold out on the early access tickets already?
No, we are sold out on the special
On the
access,
special.
which gives you access to a catered tent that has some special pours in it, private bathrooms. That sold out within a week or two of the sales. We do have early access tickets available. Those are 3/4 of the way sold out. So if someone is wanting to get in at 1 o'clock instead of 2 with the general admission, then they need to probably go after those pretty quickly. And then we have a general admission ticket, gets you in at 2, and then a twilight ticket that will get you in at 4. So it'll give you 2 hours. The event goes until 6 p.m.
And Jonathan, Diane's done a great job administering this event for the last several years, but we have tried to keep it as an intimate festival, and so we have a cap, and we sold out last year. And Diane, I think our ticket sales are way ahead of last year. This time
Oh, yeah.
last year.
Yeah. Yes, we encourage people to get their tickets soon, and to get their lodging booked quickly as well. We have a lot of hotels. We have a lot of Airbnbs in the area, some boutique hotels that have just come online, but they're all filling up pretty quick. And if you do call a hotel, see if they have a book or a block for Bourbon on the Banks, because you'll get a special rate.
I was going to say, you don't want to wait around and miss out on a chance to sip some bourbon and talk to folks. And, for those that do get a ticket, what can they expect as far as, you mentioned you're going to have a good bit of distilleries there. I'm guessing, unlike some others, this one is open to, not just Kentucky, regional, national guys as well, maybe from out of state. So what can they expect from the distilleries that'll be there, and then who from the distilleries that'll be there that they might get to interact with?
Well, we have several of the big guys there, obviously. We have a lot of craft distillers. We do have an out-of-state distillers are allowed to come in. They'll be grouped together with the Capital Cellars. They're our local liquor store. So they will be sampling as an agent for them. So they'll be grouped together. And I mean, we encourage all of the distilleries to bring not just a brand ambassador, but to bring someone who is very involved with the distillery. So you certainly will bump into a couple of the either owners, distillers, people who are passionate about the product. You will definitely have an opportunity to talk to them. Like Renee said, we limit the number of attendees to make sure that you're not standing in line for an hour to get a sample. You can, when you look at videos and images of the event, you'll see groups of people standing there sipping and talking to these people. It's not lined up to go for a ride kind of thing. It's really a nice event.
And all those distilleries, I mean, we keep them posted on the website, bourbononthebanks.org. So it's hard to remember them all, but I think this year, Diane, you were saying Old Forster's going to be there for the first time, one of the big boys. Of course, Buffalo Trace always has a presence. And then let's talk about our primary sponsor, our title sponsor for the whole event, Limestone Farm Distillery, which is opening up in Georgetown, Kentucky. They're our number one sponsor for the event.
Yes, they're brand new. Their visitor center will be opening this summer, and they have huge plans for hotel, restaurant, the whole 9 yards, a complete experience if you get off the interstate. And they're not far from the interstate into Scott County there, and very close to the rest of the distilleries as well. So yeah, we're excited to have Limestone Farm as a sponsor. All of the distilleries are listed on the website. We don't just have distilleries and bourbon and whiskey. We do have several spirits. That's not our focus, but we have spirits that are there. We do have some breweries that are there, a couple of wineries. So there is a little bit for everybody above and beyond just the whiskey. But yeah, there's a lot to experience.
One thing I would like to add in about Limestone Farms is so the products they have right now, they have sourced those products. They're very open about that. But also they're doing some blending there, and they've really made a premium product that I think is really good. Their plans are very impressive. Their distillery will use pot stills exclusively. And I believe when it's all said and done, they will be the second largest pot still distillery in the United States behind Woodford Reserve. So that's very, very impressive. I do think that that's one thing I wanted to bring up. The legacy distilleries, we're going to have them there. Old Forester's coming this year. And I think it's great, especially if someone is maybe bringing someone to the festival that's new to bourbon, gives them a chance to try all of those things. Maybe people who've been in it for a while, they've tried most of the legacy distilleries, kind of getting into the craft distilleries. There are so many out there these days. And so it's a great opportunity to come and try as many as you feel like you responsibly can. To try a lot of these products. And a lot of times on that scale, you are going to have, maybe the distiller there, maybe a distiller's assistant, and you're going to have the chance to talk to them about what makes that spirit special, why they made it the way they did, why they choose that mash bill, why they use that grain they did. And then also, as we mentioned, this is the Bourbon on the Banks Festival, but there will be plenty of rye whiskey there. And then some of these craft distillers, they're doing, moonshines, corn whiskeys, light whiskeys, gins. We'll have some brandies there, absinthe, And sometimes, what's popular right now is bourbon, and that's bringing a lot of people in, but that may not even be that distiller's passion. And so it's great to be able to talk to them, try their product, and get their take on it face to face. I think this is a fairly intimate festival. It's the beautiful setting. It's very spacious. The trail runs right along the Kentucky River. You're not crowded. It's outside, so it's not too loud. And it's just a great, peaceful, beautiful setting, and plenty of different opportunities to try a few different products and distilleries.
And Jonathan, I know Diane mentioned it earlier with the out-of-state distilleries, but because of change in state law a year or two ago, virtually all the distilleries will have product there that you can try, and then they'll have it available for sale. So that's
By the bottle.
yeah. Last year I think was first year we were able to do that, and
No,
obviously
we've been doing it.
two
This is
years,
our third year selling
third year,
bottles.
third year. So that makes it makes it a lot nicer when you can actually buy the product that you just tried.
Yes.
And then I think to give another shout out to Capital Cellars, liquor store there in Frankfurt. They're working with the out-of-state distilleries and their distributors to make sure they get the product in stock, so that you're able to sample from those out-of-state distilleries and then also buy those bottles. That's the way that we can legally do that. It's a little bit of trouble. but we're thankful that Capital Cellars works with us on that.